here is the question: what is taxable income and what is not taxable income? Now, we talked a few minutes ago about whether or not you just get a small amount of income through a freelance consulting process. Should you include that? This is much broader, and this is also a very important question. The good news is the IRS, right on their website, has a publication that is taxable income. What is taxable and what is not taxable? And I believe it's publication 5, and now I'm going to go back to my technology issues here. So we'll go slow. I'm going to look at one of the publications that the IRS has. I'm going to get to the wrong one here. That's travel and gift expenses. Right on the IRS website, they have a publication called, okay, now I'm getting to the wrong one. Okay, let's skip those publications, just come back. Okay, the IRS, if you go to the IRS website and search on taxable income, they have a complete list, A to Z, of everything that you can possibly think of. The key things for most small business owners to remember: all of the income that you receive is going to be taxable income. Now, most of you get service income. You're familiar with that. You may get a 1099 from your clients. We talked about having to fill out that with your Social Security number or an employer identification number earlier. But you're going to get 1099 income. That's going to be reported to you on a Form 1099. Obviously, that's taxable income. But what about cash income? Lots of misconceptions out there. What if I do a very small job and just get paid, say, $200 in cash? Do I have to include that? You know, very easy just to slip that $200 in your pocket, pay for dinner with it later, and no one will ever find out about it. Very important to include that cash income. That is taxable income. And that's one of the things, quite frankly, that the IRS really looks for, particularly with small businesses. Do they have cash income that they're not reporting? Very, very important. Another key thing to keep in mind is barter income. Now, I'm a CPA, I do tax returns for people. What if I have a friend who does cabinet repair and I bring him in to fix the cabinets in my house? He would typically charge me a couple $100. I would typically charge him a couple $100 to do his tax return. We just agree to trade. We don't pay money to each other, we just do it for free. That's called barter income. That is $200 taxable income to me for the tax return I did, and it's $200 taxable income to him for the cabinet repair. So make sure both of you include that $200. So that's very important. Also key here to understand the difference between cash basis accounting and accrual basis accounting. Most of us, most small business owners, most individuals obviously are cash basis taxpayers. And what that means is you get the money, it's taxable. You pay the money, it's deductible. You don't have to worry about any other timing. So if you got the money, if there was a barter transaction, if you got a 1099, make sure you include all of that income on your tax return. And if there's other items you're thinking about, whether or not it may be individual items, maybe you got an inheritance, we get a lot of questions about is money that I receive from a deceased relative, is that money taxable income? Typically it is not taxable income. One of the things to keep in mind if you're in that situation, the property that you're actually inheriting may have an income factor to it. For example, you may very well inherit a CD. The CD may not mature when you actually inherit it. From the time of the date of death of your relative until you actually receive the property, those amounts of earnings are going to be taxable income to you. Okay, so there's a little bit of complicated nature there. If you have a lot of those type of things, a great time of the year to consider visiting with a tax professional to make sure you get all of those things settled on your tax return. But if you have other unique items, again, we're going to be here for 2 more hours today. We got another 3 hours tomorrow to answer more questions. So if you've got a specific item of income that you're not sure about whether it's taxable, send that in to us and we'll help you figure out how to include that on your tax return as well.